What's going on, everyone? My name's Obi, and welcome back to the Courtside Financial Podcast, the podcast where we talk about business and technology, and we cut out the noise and get straight to the tech moves that matter for your portfolio. Today, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about a major organizational change at NIO that could fundamentally shift the company's trajectory. Breaking news just dropped this week that NIO is going under a major organizational shakeup with a laser focus on one thing: cost control. And this isn't just a minor corporate reshuffling. We're talking about the founder and CEO that we know, William Li, rolling up his sleeves and getting directly involved in supply chain management and price negotiation. Now, if you've been following my coverage of NIO, you know that I try to maintain an objective stance while also still being a NIO bull, still being invested, still being bullish on NIO in general, but still want to cover the challenges that they face. But in my opinion, this news deserves some special attention because it could be a major turning point in NIO's journey to profitability. At the heart of this restructuring is something called the CBU system, the Cell Business Unit. It's an internal management mechanism that essentially splits all of NIO's organizational units into non-overlapping units. Each unit has to establish key ROI indicators and a performance reward punishment system. In plain English, every unit has to justify every single dollar that they spend. As one source close to NIO's management put it, and I love this quote, "Every penny spent has to be heard back." This isn't just corporate speak. NIO's operations team and energy team have been implementing this CBU system for over a year, and they're already seeing real results. Their after-sales service business was profitable for all of 2024, which is a major achievement given the scale of NIO's operation. What's particularly interesting here is how William Li is evolving his leadership style. The founder and CEO, known for his grand vision of swap stations and battery as a service and premium experiences, is now directly involving himself in negotiations for key components like batteries and scrutinizing essentially every dollar. Sources say that he's analyzing procurement cost reductions with supply chain teams based on weekly sales volume changes. He's even sent teams to learn from Luxshare Precision, an Apple supplier known for excellent cost control. This is an excellent shift, and it reminds me of what we saw with Elon Musk at Tesla years ago, transforming from the visionary dreamer to the operational efficiency machine. The real question is, though, can Li pull this off without compromising NIO's premium brand appeal? Now, let's connect this to something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. Remember Xpeng's dramatic turnaround? Just a year ago, they were struggling with sales under 5,000 vehicles. Fast forward to early 2025 and they're moving over 11,000 units, outpacing many competitors. How did they do it? A fundamental organizational shakeup. Xpeng realized what they were doing simply wasn't working. They shifted from becoming technology obsessed to becoming user-centered. They brought in an industry veteran who did a detailed supply chain audit and ultimately slashed cost for the company. The parallels to NIO's current situation, they're striking. So is NIO finally having this Xpeng moment, realizing that their current approach isn't sustainable and making the necessary but difficult changes? Let's look at some current examples about how NIO's approach is already paying dividends. Last year, NIO relocated a 40,000 square meter after sales service center to a new city just 10 kilometers away. This simple move dropped their per square meter rent by 70%, and that saved over 200 million yuan in operating costs. That's nearly $28 million in savings from a single decision. Or consider how NIO has delivered almost 400,000 vehicles in the last 2 years, but their service operation team actually shrunk by about 20% since the end of 2022. Clearly, they're doing more with less. After boosting scale and gaining leverage with suppliers, NIO's new platform saw a 10% reduction in seat costs. And now their upcoming models will share more parts, including the ET9 flagship and facelifted models, the ES6, the EC6, the ET5, and the ET5 Touring. And here's the game changer. These new models will feature NIO's developed in-house smart driving chip, reducing average cost per vehicle by around 10,000 yuan. That's about $1,380 per car. When you're talking about hundreds of thousands of vehicles, that adds up to hundreds of millions in savings. If you want to be a part of the conversation before it happens here on YouTube, click that link in the description to join the free Courtside Financial Discord. But not all these changes are painless. NIO's making some tough calls about various business ventures. Since December, the resource and financial investment into their phone division has reduced drastically. The mobile software team merged into the digital cockpit team, and duplicate positions have been significantly streamlined. Multiple departments across other business clusters are obviously going to face some streamlining and downsizing as an effect of all of this as well, and that'll all be based on NIO's full year goal. Even the sub-brand Onvo isn't immune. NIO has merged the delivery channels of the NIO and Onvo brand. In remote areas of China, sales of Onvo are now headed by the general managers of NIO's regional companies, a clear consolidation of operations. Now let's connect this back to what we discussed in our last episode about autonomous driving, specifically autonomous driving becoming the new battleground. And really what's big for the year of 2025 when it comes to smart mobility and new energy vehicles. In this realm or arena, NIO's been somewhat overshadowed by competitors like BYD, Tesla, Xpeng. And here's where cost control might actually help their autonomous driving ambitions. By developing their own smart driving chip and saving around $13,080 dollars per vehicle, NIO could potentially redirect some of those savings into strengthening their autonomous driving technology and marketing efforts around it. Remember, Western Securities expects NIO to deliver 430,000 vehicles in 2025 and 563,000 vehicles in 2026. Meeting those ambitious goals is going to require both operational efficiency and competitive technology. That would be 94% and 31% year-over-year growth respectively. This restructuring suggests that they're getting real serious about the efficiency part of the equation. So what does this mean if you are watching NIO, holding NIO, considering a position, or really just interested in the story, the ongoing story, and what's going on in the EV market? First, this restructuring to me is a positive sign, one where they're taking accountability, taking stock of where they're at, and that management recognizes the need for operational discipline. The days of growth at all costs in the EV industry, those days are over. Profitability matters, and NIO's acting accordingly. Secondly, the personal involvement of the CEO, William Li, suggests that this isn't just a temporary initiative, but a fundamental shift in how NIO operates. When the founder's leading the charge, oftentimes it tends to stick. Third, the focus on shared components and in-house chip development could help NIO achieve economies of scale more quickly than previously thought, which could accelerate their path to potential profitability. But there are risks too. Restructuring and cost cutting can impact morale and innovation if not managed carefully. NIO needs to ensure that they're cutting fat, not muscle, especially in critical areas like autonomous driving development. So here's the million yuan question. Does NIO need to make the same drastic changes that Xpeng did to achieve a similar turnaround? Based on this reporting, it seems that they're already doing it, though perhaps more methodically and less publicly than Xpeng's dramatic pivot. The CBU system, William Li's operational involvement, and the organizational streamlining are all signs that NIO is embracing a new chapter focused on sustainable growth rather than expansion at all costs. But unlike Xpeng, NIO is making these moves from a position of strength. They delivered over 20,000 vehicles in December 2024, their best month yet. This isn't a desperate move, it's a proactive one. The real test will be whether these internal changes are going to reflect positively in the margins, maintaining NIO's premium positioning and technological edge. If they can pull that off, Western Securities prediction, or I should say predictions of profitability and growth might actually be conservative. So everyone, we're witnessing a critical evolution in NIO's strategy. A company that's built its brand on premium experiences and battery swapping stations is now more so embracing operational efficiency and cost discipline. It's less glamorous than battery swapping, but there's potential for more long-term sustainable growth. As always, I'll be tracking these developments, giving you the Courtside view of what really matters. If NIO can maintain their technological edge with the moats that they have while running a tighter ship, they might just silence all the skeptics. And also with that comes rewards for the believers. Anyways, that's all for this episode of the Courtside Financial Podcast. I hope that you found it useful, valuable, insightful, entertaining. If you found it to be any of those things, you like this deep dive, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the CF Podcast. This is Obi signing off. Thanks for watching.